Ghostwatch, BBC's haunted legacy. In the autumn of 1992, the BBC aired a programme that would forever alter the landscape of television and leave a mark on its viewers. This is the story of Ghostwatch, a broadcast so controversial that it was never rebroadcast in the UK, and it became a legendary piece of TV history. Weirdos, balls and ghouls, how are we all doing? The Ghostwatch, it was a single broadcast and it aired on Halloween night in 1992. It's now a cornerstone of television folklore and folk history. It was presented as a live investigation into paranormal activity, and it centred around the Early family and their haunted house in Northolt, London. What the audience didn't know was that this programme, while presented in the format of a live documentary, was entirely scripted. The Ghostwatch was the brainchild of writer Stephen Volk. Ghostwatch was directed by Leslie Manning, and it was by design a sophisticated hoax, inspired by the infamous 1938 radio broadcast of Orson Welles' The War of the Worlds, which similarly caused mass hysteria. In fact, my dad loves War of the Worlds. As a child, he used to play the musical on vinyl, or he'd watch the movies, and every time he would tell me the story of the radio broadcast on the BBC that sent the nation into panic because they thought the Martians were invading. And as silly as that sounds, back in 1938, you can see how it happened. So this programme Ghostwatch was hosted by familiar BBC personalities of the 90s. Michael Parkinson, a beloved and well-respected personality of the TV scene. Sarah Green, a children's TV presenter, probably a lot of 90s kids' first crush. Mike Smith, who was Sarah Green's in-real-life husband. And their relationship kind of led to this being all the more believable, an on-screen husband and wife. And then Craig Charles, who was kind of the odd one out, because Craig Charles was a comedic act known at the time for being Lister in Red Dwarf, another show that I would watch with my dad.
I'm an insubordinate man by nature. I try and respect Rimmer and everything, but it's not easy because he's such a smeghead.
Did you hear that, sir?
So Parkinson and Smith were in the studio, where Michael Parkinson was the host and the anchor of the show, and Mike Green dealt with the phone calls, and Green and Charles were on location, investigating the haunting of the Early family by a malevolent spirit known as Pipes.
Well, I didn't know what to say, they were that terrified, so I said it was Pipes, it's central heating.
Tension escalated as the programme progressed, with more and more supernatural occurrences, more terrifying encounters.
They too have seen a mysterious dark figure in the background of that shot in the children's bedroom. Michael?
Dark, mysterious figure, Doctor.
Have we got that sequence ready yet?
Yes,
Can we see that tape?
yeah, I think we can. I think we can see it right now. Let's roll the tape. There you are, up there on the screen. That's the tape you want.
But then a spanner was thrown into the works. One of the children was caught hiding in an airing cupboard, pulling on the pipes, creating the banging. Harking back to the Enfield poltergeist. But then, as you're feeling relief, more sightings, more ghostly phenomena. The climax saw the studio itself become the focal point of the haunting, Pipes appearing in the studio.
Kim, how do you know he lives down there?
Because I saw him through the crack. Right.
Now, this is the point where Emma Stapleford, our caller, said she could identify that dark, mysterious figure in the corner of the room. Don't say anything myself, do you?
Are you in heaven?
With Michael Parkinson seemingly coming possessed to deliver the show's final chilling words. For some reason, as a child, I don't remember the Michael Parkinson being possessed element. I remember going to school and everyone thinking the ghosts were real. But there was very little conversation about Michael Parkinson being possessed. Now, I don't know if I just forgot, or if my parents had thought, right, this is getting scary for him, off you go, because I was kind of susceptible as a kid. But all around the schoolyard, the talk was of Pipes and that ghosts were real. And the aftermath of this TV show was explosive. And that's despite the brief disclaimer at the start of the TV programme.
Now, on BBC One, Screen One presents an unusual and sometimes disturbing film marking Halloween. Over the centuries, there have been countless reports of ghosts and ghouls, but the line between fact and fiction has always been unclear. Using the modern idiom of the outside broadcast, Michael Parkinson, Sarah Green, Mike Smith and Craig Charles star in Ghostwatch.
Many viewers believed that they'd witnessed genuine paranormal activity. The BBC switchboards were inundated with calls, and there were reports of children being traumatised. There are reported cases of PTSD caused by this show in children. But the most tragic consequence of this show was the reported suicide of 18-year-old Martin Denham. Now, Martin Denham had his issues with mental health, and the story is that he had the mental age of a 13-year-old, and his parents blamed the broadcast for his death. Because Martin had left a note, and in the note Martin had claimed that if the afterlife was real, he didn't see the point in living. That's not the exact words, I am paraphrasing. So his death obviously led to some intense media scrutiny and a lot of criticism. And I'm going to read out to you something from a BBC News presenter. I can't find video footage, but it is document that a news reporter read. The BBC has come under fire for last night's Halloween special Ghostwatch, which many viewers believed was real. The controversy has sparked debate about the responsibility of broadcasters in presenting fictional content, and this led to the cast and crew of Ghostwatch being deeply affected. There was a public backlash. Michael Parkinson in particular was surprised by the intensity of the public reaction. Michael Parkinson noted as saying, "I never imagined people would believe it was real. We thought it was quite clear it was a drama, but the response was overwhelming and frankly quite shocking." Sarah Green was also interviewed and saying, "It was an incredibly intense experience. The lines between acting and reality blurred for many people, and as a presenter, I felt a sense of responsibility afterwards." But despite its controversial reception, Ghostwatch has been recognised as a pioneering piece of television history, being credited with influencing and starting the paranormal investigation genre on TV. Also been credited with influencing found footage movies like the Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity movies. And in 2002, a documentary was released, Ghostwatch Behind the Curtains. And this revisited the show and its cultural impact. Today, Ghostwatch is celebrated for its innovative approach and its ability to engage and terrify its audience. And that's a power to the testament, television and storytelling. 11 million people watched this show. Ghostwatch serves as a reminder of the fine line between fiction and reality, and the potent impact that media can have on its audience. Its legacy continues to haunt, to entertain, and to provoke thought, making Ghostwatch a true legend in television history. And it's through the relevance of Ghostwatch and through the tragic history of Ghostwatch, the critical thinking and debunkers are needed. This is why people do what they do, because you never know when something will get taken too far, even if it's innocent enough in its nature to begin with. So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you watched Ghostwatch as an adult, as a kid, did you watch it later in life? Let me know what your thoughts were on it in the comment section down below. Did it scare you? Did it just come off as comedic? Because on a rewatch, as an adult, it didn't quite have the same effect. Watching Michael Parkinson get possessed while the studio blew up around him was a bit too far, a bit too cheesy. But the ghost of Pipes was haunting as a child. Seeing Pipes in some frames, and then when they replay the frames, he's not there, leaving you questioning what you did see. And even as an adult, when you watch it, I've watched it twice since, and you notice Pipes in more and more scenes. I think I've counted 8 sightings. And at the very end of this video, I'll leave an image for the actor that actually played Pipes, because he was in full makeup, he was missing an eye, it was incredible. And you have to remember the backstory of Pipes. He wasn't just a poltergeist. The backstory of Pipes was he was an evil, evil man in life.
Hello, your name is?
I don't want to give my name, but I think I have some information for you about the history of the house.
Well, what do you know about it?
Well, we've been into all that. We've got the deeds and searches going back to the year it was built, and the history of the site as far as the Doomsday Book and the ley lines.
The show delved into this guy's made-up history, but pretending it was all real.
Do you know Mr. and Mrs. Sellers?
Yes, they're on our list of tenants. They lived there in the 60s, I think.
Did you know they sublet a room?
That he was a malicious human being, that he abused children.
No, I didn't know that.
Being illegal, it wouldn't be on the official records. The lodger was their nephew, Raymond Tunstall.
How do you know him? Why are you calling, sir?
I worked as a social worker when he came out of psychiatric hospital.
And that he passed away under the stairs in his house and was eaten by cats.
He used to tell me there was a woman on the inside of his body, taking over his thoughts and actions, making him do things he didn't want to do. He started to wear dresses. The delusions got so bad, there was only one way to escape them. He took his own life. That's why I called. When I was sitting here watching the TV and...
Hello?
And as incredible as that all sounds, and as unbelievable as that all sounds, at the time, it was scary. It was so scary. Watching the children become more and more scared, the adults become more and more scared, the intensity of the haunting, all to get it pulled away from you by a child banging pipes, for it then to ramp up even more. The phone calls from the audience saying, I saw pipes in this scene. And then you see pipes in that scene, but on the replay, he's gone. While time hasn't been kind to Ghostwatch, that 90s acting kind of stands out like a sore thumb now. If you're going to watch Ghostwatch for the first time in 2024, try to remember that this was filmed in the 90s. There was nothing else like it. Nothing had been seen or attempted like this before. And while the acting can come across as cheesy, and while the effects are not great in some areas, the effects of the actual ghost pipes were brilliant. Better than some of the stuff that's done now. Because it was quick glances and then leaving you to question, was what you just saw real? Thank you for watching, and remember, not everything you see on YouTube and TV is what it seems. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
When you feel it coming down, the beetle goes around and need a roar. Can I get a roar? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roar. Can I get a roar? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off and be told whenever he's live. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a roar? You can get a roar. The object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. You can get a roar. If you're just feeling like crap, all you have to do is ask. Weirdo's got your back, and just like that, you get a roar.